I don't normally do this because it makes me uncomfortable. But if you guys could say a prayer, send positive vibes, or pray to your gods and goddesses or whatever. My cat is ill. Like really ill. He's in the hospital right now. And he's been on an IV drip all day, and he's getting a blood transfusion and all sorts of meds, and we're just trying to get him through the night to be able to see the specialist tomorrow. Sorry, I'm trying to get through this without breaking down again. I left him at the hospital at 9:30 this morning, and I got to play with him for like an hour, and you wouldn't think he's ill by looking at him, but he is. And he's getting worse. But it's 4 o'clock and I just got home. I stayed out all day because I didn't want to come back to my empty apartment because he always greets me at the door. And when I walked in a little bit ago, I absolutely lost my shit because he wasn't here. So anyways, if you could keep him in your thoughts, he's my best friend. I've had him for 10 years. That was him at 7 weeks old. Here he is earlier this year laughing his ass off at my jokes. And this is him just a couple of weeks ago. This is him today, this morning, when I was able to see him in the little visitor room. Here he is checking out their sink. I love this cat more than any non-blood related person on this planet, and there's even a few of them that I would trade to have him. And on top of all this, we are now 10 days away from the 5-year anniversary of having to put Captain Jack down, who was best buds with Cosmo. They were my wolf pack. So please cross your fingers, say your prayers, rub your crystals, do whatever, so I can get my buddy back. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. Amaryllis Peckinpah, always appreciate you. I have an update. Cosmo is now at the 3rd veterinarian place. I took him to a regular vet on Friday. They gave him some meds and stuff, sent him home. And he was okay for a little bit at home, and then he got worse, and that's why I took him to the emergency place Sunday morning at like 4 a.m. That was an hour away from my house. And then they kept him overnight, did a blood transfusion and all that. And then they suggested I bring him to this animal hospital in Aurora, which is an hour and 20 minutes from where they were. So I had to drive the hour from my house up to Rockford to get him, and then drive another hour and 20 minutes here. However, the doctor here thinks the tests from the 2 previous places might be wrong. She said that if everything was accurate, that Cosmo should have absolutely no energy whatsoever. Her exact words were, he should be like a pancake. Shouldn't even be able to lift his head up off the ground. And that goes along with what I said in my other video about you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at him that he's sick, because he is very much up and active. That was in the ER yesterday. He climbed onto this bookshelf in the little waiting room and then jumped down off of that onto this sofa. I mean, he has the energy. He is moving around just fine. I didn't take any pictures or anything, but this morning in the car on the way to this new hospital, I have one of those zipper open carriers, and so I opened it up wide enough to put my hand in, and he was forcefully pushing my hand out because he wanted to hop out of the carrier. So all of that is to say, he's suffering from a little bit of anemia, but they don't know what's causing it. So they've admitted him to the hospital for a 3-day stay, potentially. They're going to do all the tests, blood work, urinalysis, all that again. Sonogram and x-rays of his stomach and liver and all that good stuff. But they seemed positive about it. They didn't say, oh, this is a good sign one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like, nobody was talking euthanasia as a possibility here. So I will update you guys with more. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're heading the right direction. Appreciate all the thoughts. Thank you. Pardon my rough appearance, but it's been a long day. This is a Cosmo update. Cosmo is home. I got him home earlier this evening. Unfortunately, we still don't have any answers yet. The biopsies haven't come back yet. COVID staffing, you know, those could take a few days. But they did insert a feeding tube. This feeding tube's right there. He's got to wear this orange band thing to hold it in place. I have to feed him blended food 4 times a day, every 6 hours, at least until Tuesday. If he starts eating on his own again before then I can stop feeding him. But he's going to have that thing in for at least 7 to 10 days after he starts eating on his own. We go back to the vet on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll have some answers then. Maybe he'll be eating by then. But yeah, that's about it. He was well enough to come home. He's been pretty much laying in one spot since we got home. But he's gotten up, gone to the bathroom a couple times, moved around. He's got food and water available to him, but he's not eating the food. He is, however, drinking the water, and he actually started to doze off earlier with his face in the water, so I had to move the water away from him. So now he has to actually get up from his laying spot and walk over to the water. So that's good, I guess. So yeah, that's just the update we have. He's home. He's resting. Cosmo, do you want to say hi to TikTok? You want to say hi? He's not very happy with the thing in his neck. He's got shaved paws. His butt is shaved. That's his butt. That's where they had to do the biopsy things from. His paws are shaved because that's where the IVs went for the fluids and the blood transfusions. But he's got meds he's got to take every day. But yeah, that's about it for the update. If you guys have any ideas on how I can raise $12,000 to pay for all these medical bills, let me know, because I'm gonna be lucky to even get it all on my credit cards. So yeah, let me know if you know some ways. I'm not opposed to non-legal methods. That's a joke. But yeah, no, he's home, so I'm happy for now. Keep him in your thoughts and whatnot going forward. Thank you. You guys. That's the first time he's eaten on his own in over a week. I'm so excited right now. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. I'm so happy. Alright, I'm going to talk kind of fast because I've tried to get this in 3 minutes and I still can't get it all in. So, this is regarding my last couple of videos. My cat, Cosmo, he's not doing very well. The Thursday before Christmas, he had completely stopped eating and drinking food and water, and he threw up twice overnight. So, Friday, Christmas Eve, I took him to a local vet. They ran his blood work. They had to stick him 3 times to get enough blood because he wouldn't hold still for them. And his blood work was all over the place. The feline leukemia test came back negative. So they gave him some fluids under the skin and some antibiotics and sent us home. So he ended up getting poked 3 more times, 2 for medicine and then 1 for the fluids. And then he slept for like 18 hours. And then over Christmas, I was able to get him up and get him moving and get him to drink some water. But about 3 o'clock in the afternoon was the last time he drank anything. I had tried to give him some food through a syringe, but he wouldn't take it. He just spit it right back out. So about 4 o'clock Sunday morning, there were about 12 hours of him not eating or drinking. I took him to an emergency vet about an hour from my house. There, they did the same tests and everything came back the same. White blood cell count was off, red blood cell count was off, calcium was too high, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong. So they kept him. They gave him, I think, 2 blood transfusions, and then Monday morning, the decision was made for me to take him to another hospital in Aurora, which is another hour and 20 minutes away, and they can do more ultrasounds and x-rays and biopsies. So when I took him to their emergency room on Monday, they admitted him immediately to internal care. So he was supposed to stay for 72 hours, but I was able to bring him home on Wednesday. So obviously they had to give him more fluids, and the decision was made to give him a feeding tube because he wasn't eating enough, and they didn't know if that was causing the issues with his liver, because his liver and spleen were inflamed, and he was destroying the red blood cells almost as quick as they could put them into him. So they gave him 3 blood transfusions, installed the feeding tube in his neck, and did a liver and spleen and bone marrow biopsy. As you can see, this is the bill from the Rockford emergency room for $1,700, and you can see the total here for the Aurora place, $12,000. I've already paid $4,100 of it, just so you can see. This is like all the stuff that they did. So all of that being said, I know it's just past the holidays. I know everyone's struggling right now. I have a GoFundMe posted in my bio on the link tree. If you can help, that would be so amazing. I would appreciate it more than you could possibly understand. I understand it's past the holidays and everyone's struggling. So if you can't donate, if you could share it to maybe someone who could, I would appreciate it so, so much. Hey everyone, I'm making this as a follow-up to my previous video. Someone DM'd me and asked me to make it duettable so they could share it that way. Unfortunately, it was a 3-minute video, so I can't make it duettable or stitchable, but I'm making this one under 60 seconds, so you can do it that way. Quick recap, my cat Cosmo has been in 3 different hospitals over the last week. He's very ill. That is a feeding tube going into his neck there. We're still don't have a diagnosis yet, hopefully by next week, but the costs are adding up. I'm already over $13,000, and I don't know how I'm going to pay it. So I have a GoFundMe set up in the link tree in my bio. I also have my Venmo there if you'd rather do it that way. If you can donate, that would be amazing. I would love you forever. If you can't donate, I just ask that you maybe share it with someone who could. Happy New Year, and I love you all. Thank you so much. For all the details, go check out my last 5 videos. Hey everyone, here's another update for you. Sorry, it's just going to be this text on the screen. I woke up feeling like death this morning, if you can't hear it in my voice. But when I went to give Cosmo his first feeding, he only let me get about half of it down. And then I waited a couple hours and I was able to give him about 75% of the rest. But with that first feeding, he angry growled at me and walked away. And he's never done the angry growl ever, even with other animals. And then this afternoon, he did the same thing. Anytime I tried to pick him up, angry growl, angry growl. I was finally able to wrap him in a blanket to change his bandages and stuff. And then I managed to get another dose of food down him. He still wasn't acting right though, so I called the vet, and while I was on the phone with the vet for about half hour, 45 minutes, Cosmo went into his litter box half a dozen times, but didn't produce anything, so it appears that he may be constipated. So they told me to bring him in, but I live in northern Illinois, and we're currently experiencing a massive snowstorm, and they're an hour and a half away, so they suggested giving him some Miralax to see if that helps, and then to try to get him in first thing tomorrow morning. So there we go. Things aren't looking good. Again, if you can donate, I have a GoFundMe for all of his hospital bills because they're piling up and they're over $13,000, and tomorrow is probably going to add another $2,000 at least. So if you can donate, the GoFundMe is in my bio in the link tree. My Venmo is also there if you'd rather do it that way.
You can check my previous videos. There's documentation showing everything, so you know everything's above board. So yeah, if you can donate, that'd be great. If you can't, I have a previous video that was 60 seconds that you can share. Make it shareable that way. Since this one's going to be over a minute long, it won't be shareable or duetable. Thank you.
He seems to be comfortable on these stairs. Which is weird, because he must never come out here. You know, he likes to come out here and play with me normally, like, because this is a building and this is a shared hallway. So we don't normally come here, but these are the stairs on the regular apartment, so I actually just went out to check him out earlier. He came down and lay down, so we've been out here all day. I got him his food, so that's a plus, I guess. This is not a video I want to be making, but I just wanted to let anyone know who has been paying attention to my page the last week. My cat Cosmo was taken back to the emergency room today after several hours and tests. They admitted him. After more tests and whatnot, it was determined that he had a late-stage lymphoma. So we had to make the decision to put him down today. Brought his favorite toy from home and some treats. Got to play one last time, and then at about 7:30 Central Time, he was gone. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys all know. Love you. So I'm sitting on my coffee table, which I do all the time, and he just jumped up there. He never does that. He's never done that. Just jumped up on my shoulder like a frickin' pirate and a parrot, which is fitting because I am a pirate. Just two best buds chilling.
Here is Cool King Chris with the Kitty Kitty song. Okay.
Kitty 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 kitty. My kitty just sits around, eats some drinks and then lies down. I wish I could be like you, kitty cat, but I gotta go to work downtown. Someone's gotta buy your food, and that's me, so don't you be rude. And when I come home, you better give me some love and don't ignore me with that attitude. Hey, kitty, 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 kitty. Come on! And when I bring home my date, and the evening's getting late, my kitty cat sits and stares with us, with eyes filled.
Show me your pet is clingy without actually saying your pet is clingy.
Just chilling on the couch. Gotta lay sideways though, can't be all stretched out and comfy. Because I gotta make sure he's got enough room to be right next to me. Oh well. Just hit it. Ready?